So Joshua, you say that DoNotPay is the world's first robot lawyer, but when we say robot, we're not talking about an actual robot in the courtroom, right? What is what we're talking about?
That's right. It's not a Terminator that fights in the courtroom, but an online AI service that helps consumers fight back against companies and governments, getting people out of parking tickets, saving money on their bills, getting refunds, all of the areas where people are being ripped off in their everyday life.
This is a subscription service.
That's
How
right.
much are people paying?
It's $18 a month, which
month?
is 1,000 times cheaper than a lawyer.
Okay,
Yeah.
and how much money are you tending to save people?
The average person saves an estimated $400 a year.
Okay, what are the most common legal services you are providing via DoNotPay?
Mainly consumer rights, so canceling subscriptions, getting refunds, bill negotiation is a big one. So we have AI robots log into people's utility accounts and talk to the utility companies to fight back and lower their bills.
Earlier when you spoke about
Yeah.
this at the presentation you gave, you got a round of applause. People are excited about the ability to negotiate with, or not have to negotiate in person or on the phone, but have an AI chatbot do it for them. Now, in these cases, do you always have to be right? What if you are late in a bill? Can you still utilize this service to get your electricity turned back on, for example?
We give people the best shot at fighting back. People live such hard lives where the system takes advantage of them. They deserve an advocate to fight back, and we will give them the best shot based on their circumstances.
How do you do that? How
So-
does this work?
So it's interesting because we're an AI conference and the big companies are using AI. So our AI logs in and chats to their AI and submits all the legal statutes and letters and makes the case for you and goes back and forth. And so the two AIs are talking to each other.
How do they know what to say? How does yours know what to say?
So we train it. So we find all the successful cases and we feed all these letters into the AI and then we say, generate this conversation for this individual.
You are not a lawyer, so
That's
how is
right.
this legal?
This is an area that's underserved. There's no lawyer that will get out of bed to help someone with a $20 dispute. And these big companies know this, so they know they can rip people off without anyone being able to fight back. And so we're not trying to compete with lawyers, we're trying to help ordinary people with something that hasn't been done before because it's too expensive.
And I was thinking that everyone does have the right to defend themselves.
Yes.
Is it, I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
We're a tool to help people fight back, defend themselves. You're right, it's in the Constitution that you can defend yourself and fight back for your rights. And in the software AI age, we're a tool to give people superpowers to do that.
There are some people who think what you're doing is illegal. You faced a lawsuit in which the plaintiff claimed that you were practicing law without a license in the state of California. What was your response to that?
We wanted to do more complicated cases like speeding tickets and actually bring AI into the courtroom, which is very exciting. But then we started competing with lawyers, and we're in Las Vegas, the capital of the billboard lawyers. And we got a lot of lawyers after us because they didn't want this software to threaten their jobs. And so we decided to stay focused on these areas that everyone can agree on. Everyone hates these utility companies. No one can cancel their subscriptions. And that's the area we're focused on now. And
Like a gym subscription, for example.
Yeah, you have to sign a legal letter to get out of a gym subscription, and it's such a broken country. I joke, you shouldn't need AI to cancel a subscription, but here in America and Vegas, we do.
Ah, gosh. And that's part of how the system is set up.
Yeah, and so because we're going back to our core focus and these lawsuits are going away.
Okay, so what were lawyers threatened by, in your opinion? The traffic cases? So you are moving away from that, because that's how you got your start, really.
Well, we started with parking tickets, which we're still doing, but we can do what you mentioned, you don't have to go to court, and that's the thing that matters. Any online dispute can be done by us. But when you have to stand up in court, we don't have a physical robot that can appear on people's behalf.
So where do you stand with that goal of actually getting physically into a courtroom? Because you wanted to have a chat bot with a defendant in a traffic court, but what happened with those plans?
We're working on finding a place that allows it. The people writing the rules are the lawyers, and they don't want to be replaced. So they're the first ones to kind of protect themselves from AI because they're very good at writing rules. They are lawyers after all.
Is that your ultimate goal, to get in the courtroom?
I think that's our goal, and we will achieve that because there's an access to justice crisis. Over 80% of people who need legal help can't afford it, and so eventually something has to change. But for now, we're happy to fight the evil big companies.
And what will that look like if and when it happens? A headset that is instructing a person?
Technology is moving so fast. It could be AirPods, it could be a headset, it could even be glasses where your whole defense appears in front of your eyes.
Wow. You mentioned during the presentation, which also got a ton of applause,
Yeah.
what you're doing with robocalls. What is that?
So there's an amazing law which says that you can sue robocallers for $1,500. So every time you get a spam call, you can get cash. But people don't want to jump through the hoops, and the robocallers hide behind hidden identities and they don't say who they are. So we've built a product to track them down and get your money. And the way it works is they phone you up and they try and sell you something, and you can give them this fake DoNotPay credit card. And when they try and run the card, it declines and it gets their business name, phone, address, which is all the details it needs to generate a letter and lawsuit to get that money.
Wow. Joshua Browder, I think that's something a lot of people can get behind, so applause to you for that. Thank you for your time.